Indeed. All right, let's jump to the hate list, which Lawrence is headlined by Joe Mixon, who had some awesome flashes and a heavy workload last year, but now loses Laremy Tunsil and Kenyon Green.
Yeah, started that first half of the season off great last year, got hurt, the wheels kind of fell off just on the offense as a whole. But now we just talked about Laremy Tunsil earlier. Despite the Texans line not being as good, Laremy Tunsil was still that guy. He was still the left tackle, the franchise left tackle. You lose him, you lose Kenyon Green. So that's two guys off their offensive line, and you just don't know what to expect with how the whole offense ended last year.
Yeah, I mean, this offensive line right now on paper is not a good-looking unit. It's as simple as that, and they traded away their best one in Laremy Tunsil. And I understand the idea of trying to be a year early than a year late on that move, but they got to invest serious capital into it with the NFL draft. I mean, the additions, they're not slated to start, but Laken Tomlinson and Ed Ingram, they were two of the worst guards in all of football last year. So it's not like the guys they brought in as insurance options are an upgrade over anything they have, and that obviously has a bad trickle effect on Mixon.
And by the way, not just Mixon, like I didn't put in my quarterback, but I easily could put C.J. Stroud in my quarterback hate as well, because he loses Diggs, he loses Tank Dell, he does get Christian Kirk. We'll talk about him in a second, but one of the big issues with C.J. Stroud last year was like he got the yips. He was behind that offensive line, and he was under pressure so much. And the fact that they have now, lessened this offensive line, like you don't feel great about C.J. Stroud going into the season either, because again he started to see ghosts a little bit last year.
Yeah, he became erratic.
Yeah,
it didn't look like the same guy from his first year, and that was because of the supporting cast.
Yeah, that game against Baltimore on Christmas, he looked completely rattled because of the O-line. Well, a team that has invested in its O-line, kind of Carolina, over the past couple of years, and Rico Dowdle, who quietly had a really good year for Dallas, but now has a crowded situation.
Yeah, and what did we like about him? Volume. And what did he lose going to the Panthers? Volume. That's the problem. It's as simple as that. Chuba Hubbard is the guy there. I wouldn't be surprised with Jonathan Brooks' injury that they draft a pass-catching back, and it kind of becomes an interesting 2A and 2B with Dowdle and that rookie. So, Matthew, we know what this backfield is.
Right. It's hard to argue that Rico Dowdle is a significant upgrade over Miles Sanders, and we saw what Miles Sanders did last year for fantasy, which was nothing. Chuba Hubbard's the man that got paid. He's going to be the lead back. Rico Dowdle is merely depth for the Panthers. He went from being the starting running back to now depth, downgrade in fantasy value. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.